No green screen intro on this one, guys. We are going to look at 5 of the best knives this year. So we're going to start with this one right here. So like I said, guys, we're going to start right here with the Microtech Stitch with their ram lock. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. So this Microtech Stitch is the newest iteration of the Microtech Stitch. Now, the Stitch is a design by Borka Blades. Beautiful. It is my favorite Microtech that they have released. The Stitch is my favorite. The custom stitch, the auto stitch, the frame lock, all of them have been great. This one is done with their new ram lock, which is a version of the access lock. To tell you the truth, it's a lot like what Benchmade used on the Anthem, which is kind of an enclosed, locked-in access lock. Really, really cool. They stuck with their design, which is the X, like you see on the button locks on like their Ultratechs and stuff like, or the buttons on their Ultratechs, their autos. Awesome, awesome design feature. Beautifully done knife. This is done in a new steel called M390 MK. You can see it right there, which is a new formulation that's basically done for Microtech. Now, I've had a lot of people tell me Microtech has got some issues with their heat treat. I really haven't found it. But you can see here, Stitch, ram lock, serial number on it right here. It was done 3 of 2023. This is a great, great knife. It feels so good in hand. The blade is ground very, very well. Nice piercing point, but you still have got a very usable blade. Outside of my wheelhouse of things that I typically love, which is a more close to 1-to-1 blade to handle ratio, and I got to fix this. Sorry about that. Somehow I managed to get the tripod kicked. Yeah. So typically like a much closer to 1-to-1 blade to handle ratio, but on this, it is beautifully done. It feels so good in hand, very, very secure. And I have done a good bit of cutting with this. I'm going to resharpen it and give it another edge. I find that the M390 MK seems to be holding up really well. Beautiful feel in hand, 0 hot spots. Absolutely love this knife. Big shout out to my paid member, Will B, for sending this along and letting it stay here for as long as it has. Absolute gorgeous knife. I'm a fan of the knife and a fan of the lock. I will tell you, I just kind of don't think that they go together as well. I've kind of grown accustomed to it. It's really good. It is a really good lock, and it's on a beautiful knife. So let's move on to the next knife, which is the Rosecraft Blades Bara, a knife that I absolutely did not expect to fall in love with as much as I have. This is a very good knife. For a lot of purposes. It's done in ARRPM 9, blue G10. There's multiple colors you can get. Reversible pocket clip that is a great pocket clip. The action on this is really good. Lockup is great in hand. One of the most comfortable cutters. Like if you're going to do a lot of cutting, this is a very fatigue proof knife handle design. It's really comfortable, can fit a lot of different purposes. If you're doing like camp cooking tasks and things like that, it is a nice option for that. Thumb stud operator only, but you can reverse flick off of it. The ARRPM 9 blade is ground really, really well, and the edge that it came with was super aggressive, still original edge on it. Slicey, screams through cardboard like a dream. It looks like a folding paring knife, but I gotta say, this is a very, very good performer. This is an office knife if I ever saw one, for opening letters and cardboard and packages and things like that. The handles on it are beautifully done, super comfortable, like I said. And this is one of those designs that just really surprised me how much I like it. It does come with a removable multi-tool that is, it's named the Bara because it's the Spanish for bartender. This is a tab lifter for cans and bottle opener, but also has got a hex head in there. I can't remember what size it was, but you can easily remove that simply by taking out the screws on both sides of this and pulling it out and then putting the posts back in. I mean, you got to disassemble the knife to do it, but great, great design. I absolutely love this. This spends more time in my pocket than I ever expected it to. So big shout out to Swags for this design. Rosecraft has put out a handful of knives I really love. Not to just give them a big plug, but they're a new company that you guys should be checking out. This is the Tricanus that they sent me for review that is getting its first day in pocket today as well. So Let's move on to the next knife. And it's the Ferrum Forge Knife Works button lock stinger. Now, this is the third iteration of this knife. There was a mid-tech that was done in Nitnell, which is titanium and nickel alloy. That was a very, very expensive mid-tech. Closer akin to a custom because Elliot did all the blade grinds on those. This is done in a button lock. The second iteration was a liner lock that they did of the same design. Absolutely love that knife. This is one of their best designs. It is a super functional, super comfortable knife. This one is done in Nitro V. Typically, I'm not a fan of Nitro V, but it seems to be doing really well. I have tendency with a lot of corrosion on Nitro V. Beautifully done button lock that you can't, if I can get my finger in there, reverse flick off the fuller, button lock, flipper tab, carbon fiber inlays that add a lot of weight reduction. This is a very light knife. Titanium clamshell design with a, like I said, beautifully done button lock. Pocket clip on this, really, really easy to carry. I love this pocket clip on this knife. Not so much on the other knife, on the other version. It was a little bit of a hot spot, but it was a lot thinner. This thing just is a beautiful cutter. It's got a nice radius on this blade that allows you to continue to cut and not slip off like you get on a lot of other knives with a very radius blade. Lots of flat to do work, piercing tip, really easy to get up on and do things. You've got this big choil in here that acts as a finger choil and a sharpening choil. Some people, again, some people don't like them. Some people love them. I like having a pocket or a finger choil. It lets you get up on it and give you a different position. And it allows you to really maximize what's already a fairly small knife coming in at just about 7 1/4 inches. So absolutely beautiful job on this. Loved the original, loved the liner lock. Love this even more. So let's move on to the next knife after you guys hear from Coffee Brand Coffee, this channel's sponsor. Guys, you guys know I love coffee. I even have my own personalized coffee mug. But did you know that a lot of the coffee companies out there take a lot of the money that you give them that they should be throwing back into the company to make a better product and turn it into activism dollars? Coffee Brand Coffee does not do that. They take no stance politically any direction. They take all the money that they make and try to make a better product. So if you want to support this channel and a company that I absolutely do like the fact that they don't lean either direction politically, check out Coffee Brand Coffee. There's a link down below that will save you 5% at checkout, or you can use the coupon code CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp, all one word. They also have cold brew coffee, teas, and cocos, freshly ground and roasted to order. So check them out, support them, and support this channel. So the next two knives represent what is my current pick for knife of the year, which is this CGRB Echo, and what I think is the best knife of the year so far that I've seen. Best knife that I've had come in. This is the Echo. Now, there's two versions of this knife, the button lock and the liner lock. Now, the liner lock version has got a more chamfered handle on it, really comfortable in hand. The button lock has got more of the flat steel handles on it. This is an awesome, awesome design. This is probably the best knife I have had come in when you look at all of the things. This is the reason my knife of the year in that price point. You're not going to find anything better. This thing absolutely screams through material. Beautiful blade shape, AR RPM 9. The pocket clip is in a perfect position, carries beautifully. Top flipper on this. Ray Laconico has not made a knife with a top flipper I did not like. Typically not a big fan of top flippers. This is absolutely brilliant on both of these. Lock up on them, beautiful. This one, now the ones that I got, I will tell you, are beautiful. This one, really comfortable in hand. The action on it is every bit as good. I just happen to like the button lock version a little bit better. Easy carry, nice and deep. The reverse flick on this is brilliant. So you have reverse front, top flipper, just super, super smooth and buttery on both of them. The action is the same on both these. Artisan and CJRB have got some of the best bearing systems on the market in the budget range, period, hands down right now. You're not going to find another company at the price point that has as good an action on their knives, in my opinion. Some people would disagree with me, but they are just beautifully done. Love both these knives. Reason it's my pick for knife of the year, price point is under $100. It's beautifully done. It comes in several different versions. The blade absolutely screams through material. I have another version of this that I haven't used this one yet. Brilliant cutter, super comfortable in hand, hits all the wickets of quality and things that I would want. It's in steel that I like, and it's under $100. It just basically kills everything else on the market when you look at what you're getting at the price. It is just 100% the bang for the buck that you get with this knife. So let's move on to what is the best knife that has come in this year. So I know a lot of people are going to say, how can the best knife not be knife of the year? Well, it's just because limited availability and price. So this is a much more expensive knife. This is the J-Cape V4 by Something Obscene. Absolutely the best knife that I have had come in this year. It has bogarted so much pocket time. I absolutely love this knife. It hasn't even gotten its full review yet, and I'm going to tell you, this is the best knife of the year. It's not the best knife this year. It is not the knife of the year. The action on this, super buttery. Now, these were done by Riat. They've got this super good, deep hollow on this broad blade that comes down ultra thin behind the edge, flat grind on the front. So what they do is they flat grind this and then marry the hollow in. Beautiful, still super thin on this compound grind. Awesome, awesome job on that. This sweep on it is perfect. The amount of flat you have and the amount of belly is just about perfect. You have a huge big flat area for doing work, and then you've got this belly up here that you can use for other things. The grind on it is gorgeous. The jimping is perfect. Handles on this, super comfortable in hand. It's so much better than the original J-Cape. I had the version 1 in a long time ago, and I really wasn't a fan of it. And this is just so much better in all facets. It's beautiful. They've got multiple different types of inlays you can get for this. Pocket clip on it is just absolutely perfect. It comes with a different one. I didn't like it as much. This pocket clip, as weird as it looks, absolutely not a hot spot, does not catch on things. In hand, just about perfect in hand for my grip, the way I want it. Swells up where I want it, thins out where I want it. Even though there is jimping on that lock bar, it's not aggressive jimping. And just the action, just watch this, just completely buttery smooth, almost fall shut, but not quite, which is good because hazardously sharp from the factory. Just an all around really, really good showing. Now, I do have a final knife that I can't put in as new knife this year. So, because I'm not sure when it started production, but I have one knife that's not on the list, but part of this video. So hang on just a second. And it's this Katsu Knives, the carbon fiber Japanese style full convex. It's very, very similar to a Rockstead. I have found this to be brilliant. This is the best $86 knife on the market. The action and everything on it, way above what I would expect at the price point. The construction, the attention to detail, and all that. Now, I have talked with the company. They're providing me with an affiliate link. So if you're interested in these, I can give you a link down below to as many of these knives as possible. But this thing is absolutely, this is unsolicited. The company's not asking me to do this. Probably the best $86 you're going to find. It does have some limitations, lack of pocket clip and things like that, that make it a little bit problematic, but they have multiple versions of this knife, including ones in ZDP 189 and titanium. So if that's, and they also have a G10 version. So if that's something you're wanting to check out, you might want to check those links out down below. Just all around beautiful, beautiful knife. One of the most, it's kind of impractical for a lot of people. I absolutely love it. So let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you guys out about your day. So guys, there you go. That was 5 of the best new knives this year. Now, there may be one of those that came out a little earlier. I'm not 100% sure, but basically they're pretty much new this year. So I had prototypes of the Echo and things last year in October, but they didn't really release until later in the year. So yeah, those were all really cool new knives for this year. And I bookended it expensive and expensive at either end. And I have to tell you that Something Obscene J-Cape 4, absolutely the best knife this year. I absolutely have fallen in love with that knife. It's not my knife of the year, but it definitely is a great, great knife. So guys, if you want to support the channel, there's a whole bunch of ways. You can just like videos. That's the free way. But there's a bunch of ways you can do it financially. You heard me mention Coffee Brand Coffee as a sponsor. Not going to get into that. They have a link down below with a discount code built in. Tempered Trail also has a link down below, but you can use coupon code CrazySharp at Tempered Trail. Fair and Forged Knife Works, Rosecraft Knives, two of those companies are on the table out there, and it saves you 5%. I also have an Amazon store. Take that link, pin it to your browser, use it for any Amazon shopping you're going to do. Doesn't cost you anything at checkout. It supports the channel. And the final way is I have a membership that is all tier based. I have given every member a link and access to the Gilded server where we all hang out. I do exclusive content for the members, and they get early access to all the videos that go up as soon as I get them uploaded, if I have time to get them uploaded before they have to premiere or go up. You also, if you're a baseline or premium tier member, are entered into giveaways that I do on the Gilded server, and the premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube behind the paywall. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'll see you in the next video.